1979. So we wanted to make a camp, and back then I could really work hard, and we wanted to make it so it wasn't really visible or whatever because it was on Crown land. So I started digging down here, and she helped me, and we made that little downstairs place with a stove. I cut off a 45-gallon drum and put a hole for a lid and put it on the ground. That was our fire for the winter, and was putting the roof on the snow, and that's how we started here. Yeah. And then the next spring, we were wondering if it wasn't too cold to grow a garden up here, so we planted. And she was a gardener, and she loved the whole horticulture thing. She's a beautiful gardener, flowers. She knew all the Latin names of every plant in the forest out here. Yeah. The next spring we started. See, out here it was just real deep slash, from the debris from logging. Because back when the log did, they just knocked everything down. This was a first clear cut in the Lardo Valley here. It was little, 40 acres down. So that's when I come here. That's what it was like. People had been up here to get firewood and fencing material and all that. But basically, you needed cork boots to get around here. It was quite. So next spring we started clearing some of that up and burning some of it and taking some of it out, and that's what our place up here is built out of stuff that come out of it. When I think of home, I think of the little thatched house I was born in the west of Ireland. I still think of it as that, but I felt like a drifter, a traveler. I'd traveled a lot around BC and just seeing what was happening. I'd go down to the coast sometimes. I'd go up to the Caribou, the Chilcotin, and camp, and then find some work to do for somebody. I worked for a hay rancher up there, a cattle rancher, and that's where I first used horses in BC. Was helping an old rancher put up hundreds of acres of hay with horses, and the only machine he had, a tractor machine he had was the mower, and everything else he did with the horses, cutting it and stacking, or picking it up and stacking it. And him and an Indian family. Yeah. Beautiful place, and when I come here one time to help somebody get firewood, there was an old clear cut, and all the trees were down, but it was so beautiful, the panorama of the mountains and the lake and all that, that'd be a nice place to live. Yeah.
Do you ever get lonely?
You might think that I spend a lot of time on my own, but I don't. And when my alone time is precious to me, and I have, I'm not really a type that will go visit, but most of my connection with people is through the stuff I do, and then. And was probably another reason why I'm not fond of machinery and tractors and so on, because it cuts out your communication with people. And though I find that the more mechanical advantages you get, the less need you have to communicate with people, and so it dehumanizes the whole thing, and I think that's what's wrong with one of the things that's wrong with industrial agriculture is it's a lonely life. You have all the machinery you need to do everything, and my fondest memory of my childhood and farming was when the farmer, he went down to Toronto and come back with a truckload of Italian women to work harvesting in the fields, and they were fun. They brought their half-litres of wine for lunchtime, and they picking a young guy like me. But I love my place here. I want to keep it, and I have plans for the future for renewing it to some degree, and bringing my cattle home and grazing it. And I want to build improve my water system, and build a dam so I can hold water back. I'd like to have elaborate on my swamp, and that swamp it's man-made. I made it. It wasn't there when I come here, and but there was a bit of water in that low spot. It was like cedar swamp. Like in certain times of year, there was pools in there, and then just down below there was a little narrow place, and I decided I'd put a dike or dam in there. It changed it, and the human intervention isn't always a bad thing. For me, that's a wonderful thing. And it's my daughter's favorite place is the swamp. She's a swamp hopper. If she meets somebody that she likes, she wants to see who they are. She takes them to the swamp to see if they make a good swamp hopper, you know. And if I'm going to leave, I'm not going to leave easy. That was in my attitude, and still is. Yeah. I've told somebody if they ever drag me out of here, they can fix the road with me going down.